intro. In the comic collecting system, there are two groups who are equally important in the collection of the hobby. The collectors who buy the books and the speculators who sell the books to the collectors. These are their stories. Hello everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. I'm glad you could make it tonight. Tonight we have a special guest who's here for the first time. It's the host of Gotham Glam, Celia. Welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
What have you been up to lately in your collecting goals? I see you made your demon series you wanted to get.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of like Bronze Age, Silver Age. I recently picked up a Spectre #1, and so I was thinking about maybe tackling that because I love doing full runs and stuff like that. So thinking about something like that. But of course, I'm always trying to get as much Batman as I can. I love, Silver, Bronze Age. I love picking up like Superman, fun covers,
Yeah, I get that. I'm a big Superman fan myself. DC overall. So what got you into collecting?
I mean, I've always been a collector, like as far back as I can remember, and I'll actually get into that a little bit later with something I plan on showing, but I mean, it's always been in me. I've always loved, different elements of collecting, and comic books were just kind of natural in that. I was very much always into that stuff as a kid. I had like a DC encyclopedia, and that's what led me down the rabbit hole of discovering all the characters. So
I've got a few
I've
books
always
like
been a collector, like my earliest YouTube videos when I was in high school that are privated were like CD and movie collecting stuff. So, it's evolved over the years, but I collect all different kinds of things. I'm multifaceted, I suppose you could say.
But primarily DC, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, based on what I've seen on your videos. Now, how long have you been on YouTube?
Well, as Gotham Glam, I've been on YouTube since last year. I started like summer of 2023.
Awesome.
The channel existed before that. It was called Celia Music Review, and I had that back when I was in high school, like a decade ago, like 2013, and I kind of let it die when I went to college. So I went like, a decade without really posting anything. So it didn't really have, many subscribers or anything back then. So most of what you see on my channel has been within the last year. And then I even took a break, so I did it like, summer of 2023, and then I took a little bit of a break for almost a year. And then, so I've really only been like serious about it in the last 3 months, and it's been going all right. Like, especially in the last month, I've been really plugging a lot of work into it, into making bigger and better videos, and I love it. I mean, that's what I live for, like I went to school for video production, I've learned video editing, and that's something I've always had a passion for. So doing this stuff is what I live for, especially like the ones where I go out to different comic shops. I love.
Yeah, I really like those because you're doing. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. But I just love that. I just love the editing process and all the fun little things I can do with it. So
yeah, you're in an area. You're in an area where I haven't done much comic book shopping. The last time I bought comic books in the Niagara Falls area, it was still the neutral zone. So in on the Canadian side. So it's been a long time.
Yeah, we don't actually have any comic shops in Niagara Falls. They're all about a half hour away, which isn't too bad.
She's referring to the American side for those that don't know. Okay. what we're going to begin with is a segment that I call First Impressions. I'm going to hold up a book, and you're going to tell me what the cover makes you think of. Okay? I'm going to make myself big briefly during the show, each one. First one is Adventure Comics 307 from 1964.
Let's see.
This is the Legion of Superheroes, if you're wondering.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it looks like Superman's punching a disabled person. I mean, that's not very PC, man.
Oh, that's the Bizarro character.
Yeah.
What's happening is the guy, the green guy standing there is projecting. He's got the power to show whatever he's seen. He can recall like a camera eye. So he's showing this fight between things. See, the first time I saw this cover, I thought, "Who the heck makes a pink and white costume?" But that was me a long time ago. Next up, we have Avengers 276. It's a big thing of Thor leading the team. Hello, Lyle. Welcome to the show. Lyle was our guest last week for those that didn't catch it.
Man, I don't know.
I probably should have warned you, but I didn't pick them till this afternoon.
It's okay. It's pretty cool. Whenever I think of Thor, there's just this like old like metal artist that is really weird called Thor. So that's whatever I think of.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got one of my favorite books. This is Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 54.
Oh, okay.
The monster that Lois Lane. This is Herco. Herco is great. We want Herco in. We want Herco in the new Superman movie.
That would be great. Yeah. Superman's got some competition there. It looks like.
Yes. That's a lamppost that he's turned into an engagement ring.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't know if Superman can compete with that. That would be a great plot for a James Gunn movie for sure. Take notes, James Gunn.
Right down his alleyway. Some of these old. Okay, number 4 is another Lois Lane book. Okay, this is Lois Lane 136, and it has Lois being lassoed by Wonder Woman because. Hello, Thomas. How are you? The ferret's behind me, Lyle. Hello, Whack Comics. Okay, so basically on this cover, you've got Lois Lane believing that Superman and Wonder Woman are getting together now and that she's been dumped. And she's being tackled by the lasso. Or the lasso, whatever it's pronounced.
Damn, dude. That would be the craziest reality TV show. Right there.
Yep.
Like Maury or something like that. That would be great.
Maury, yes. You are not the father. Meanwhile, the baby flies and is invulnerable, but Superman, you are not the father. Okay, let's see here. Last one. And I picked this one for a particular reason of this has to be one of the worst comics that I've ever read. And no, K-Munin, it is not the ferret. Okay? This is The Trailer Park Boys Get a Fucking Comic Book.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've never watched the Trailer Park Boys, but I remember I had a friend from back in the day who was Canadian, and like on his Steam profile or something like that, he had that dude with the glasses, and
that would be Bubbles.
Freaked me out a little bit. But yeah, that's a wild image right there.
Yeah. I like the show. and the book was absolutely terrible. Hi, JSS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
it's,
was
it's like
absolute
something I would get stoned and watch for sure.
Mhm. Well, it's definitely a stoner type. It's a stoner type comedy.
Yeah,
You're into drinking and into
a
if you
little.
understand that type of lifestyle, then it's hilarious. And
I'm like,
even and even then, it's hilarious just from a point of view because the stupidity of going on and the jokes are just pretty good.
yeah.
And what they call Rickyisms. One of the guys he speaks, and he always screws something up. Like he'll stay, instead of saying like like that, this is a job for whatever. Like he'll completely screw up the whole words. It's funny. I can't think of an example at the moment. I'm not in that frame of mind. Anyway, we that is first impressions. So now we're going to move to what I call your book you like outside of your comfort zone. I'm going to make you big and allow you to go. Let's go.
Okay.
Boom.
So like I was saying before, I've been a collector pretty much my whole life ever since I was, ever since I could remember, I had a collection of some sort. And actually, as a little kid, my first collection that I ever remember having was actually a Tweety Bird collection. And I had like a whole room of Tweety Bird stuff. And so I actually have a couple comics right here that I wanted to show.
Very
Just
cool.
because I don't have a lot of, these types of books, like some of the 4-color books. I don't really have
Mhm.
a lot of them, but I really like these, and I try to pick them up whenever I can because, just makes me think of that time in my life.
Yeah, I'm discovering Dell too lately. I've done 3 or 4 Dell videos now, and honestly, the more I read, the more I want to read. Goldstein and
Oh yeah,
Bell.
they're fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
actually was just before this. I was watching Tweety Bird with my daughter upstairs, so
oh, cute.
she's into that sort of thing. Okay,
Mhm.
next up, we've now seen what it's outside of your comfort zone. Next up, let's see your five that you brought to talk about today.
All
Okay,
right, cool. Yeah. All right. So first one that I brought. Now, this is a book that I just picked up recently, and it's one that I've definitely have wanted because it was pretty big in getting me into comics back in the day. This is one of the storylines that definitely drew me in from, reading that encyclopedia and made me want to start reading Batman comics. And it's Batman 428, The Death of Jason Todd.
I actually voted in that, and I voted to kill him.
Oh wow. Okay, that's crazy. That's good to know. Yeah, I when I was younger, I just remember, I never knew before reading that encyclopedia that there was even more than one Robin. And then I was reading it and I'm like, one of them had died and was murdered by the Joker. And like I was a big horror fan as a kid, so for me, I was definitely just very intrigued by how dark and kind of gruesome some of that was. So
Yeah.
for me, actually, owning this book now and having a piece of that history, that comic history, it's very, very cool to me. So
Did you pick up the recent rewrite where he lived?
yeah, I didn't actually get around to reading it, but I do have it. I have the
Well, except for
original.
the last 3 pages, it's the same.
Yeah, yeah, I did have it spoiled. What
Yeah.
happened? Yeah.
Mhm. The guy who drew that, Jim Aparo, is one of my favorite artists from the
Oh
1980s.
yeah, yeah. I have a lot of awesome Brave and the Bold
Yeah.
issues that he did. Yeah, I love that. All right. So next up in my stack, we have this is another recent one that I picked up, and I'm a big fan of Neil Adams, and I specifically love picking up some of his stuff. So I wanted to show this one off. It's Detective Comics 395.
395. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think this was the first time he did interior on Detective.
I believe so. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm 99% sure you're right.
Yeah, I was really happy to find this. I think I only paid like $5 for it, and
Mm.
that's one
I
that's
have a bunch of Neil Adams stuff. This here was the last piece I had Neil Adams sign for me.
oh,
It's one of it was a Supergirl print that he'd done. It says to Matt there, Neil
oh,
Adams.
beautiful.
He used to come to my local comic show every year. I think he missed
Mhm.
1 year from the beginning till he died. So I got to see him quite a bit, and
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I wish I could have, but yeah, so I'm a big Neil Adams collector, so had to show off one of his, and I also really like collecting Silver Age. I was a big fan of Batman, the 1966 show. That was my first
mhm.
exposure to the character, Adam West. And so I grabbed Batman 199 here because this kind of
199.
perfectly exemplifies what I love about the Silver Age. And
Yeah, is that the Penguin?
no, that's just some newsstand worker.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see it
I'm
now.
sorry if the glare is bad, but
Yeah, that's fine.
it's just Batman trying to buy his comic off the newsstand there.
Oh, I remember this cover because he wants to know what happens next. Yes.
Yeah. He's like, it's a matter of life or death. I
Mhm.
just love how goofy some of that
Have
is.
you have you got the one with the eraser? That
No,
is
I don't have that
that
one
is a
yet.
good story.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's a wild one I need to get.
mhm. I
Um,
laugh because the eraser actually has a Lego minifig. My son collects Lego minifigures, and the eraser is actually for the Lego Batman movie. It was kind of
oh
funny.
yeah, I remember they had a lot of characters in that.
Mhm.
Um, all right, so another
I
book I
I
grabbed.
think you may be K Munin. K Munin says he prefers Nightwing to Batman.
Oh yeah, I love Nightwing. Nightwing's awesome. I
Yeah.
do have a first appearance of Nightwing, but I don't think it's actually here. I think
Lyle, you have a lot of everything.
it's house. So then next up, moving away from Batman, I grabbed Mortal Kombat, Katana, and Melina. I've shown this off on my channel, but I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. That
Mhm.
was one of the first games I really played as a kid that got me into gaming, and Katana was always my favorite character, so I had to get the origin in comics. And this is another little pocket of what I like to collect. I kind of like to
Mhm.
get like comics from video games that I like because you don't always see them every day. So it's always fun to find something like that. So that, and then last one for the 5 books I have, I brought this Superman 261 because I lately I've been really getting into
Nice book.
I've been really getting into the Bronze Age and Nick Cardy and collecting a lot of his books.
Mhm.
And he's getting up there with Neil Adams for me. So I had
Mm.
to show off one of his. And this is one of my favorites for reasons, maybe. But yes,
Well, we don't have to get into that.
no. But yeah, so that's my 5 books there. Just kind of
All
give
right.
you an idea of what I like to collect. Mostly DC, a lot of Batman, a little bit of Superman, Green
Right.
Lantern, and some other weird things like the Mortal Kombat or stuff like that.
Hi, Legion. Welcome to the show. Do you collect a lot of current books? Are you a every weekly kind of guy like myself?
Um,
Like I go, I've got 16 titles a month. That's why I say so.
yeah, I like to keep up with modern books. Lately I haven't been making it out every week. Like I don't have a pull list set up. My
Right.
shop I go to, they kind of just do things on a week by week basis. So, I go every now and then, and I pick up a few books. But yeah, I was going a little crazy with picking up variant covers for a while, so I kind of had to slow down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to keep up. Lately, I've been keeping up with Absolute Batman.
Yes, I did see your video where you rated them all. Lyle actually on the chat here, he was very kind to send me a copy of the first print of Absolute Batman.
Oh,
It was
nice.
really nice. So why don't you give a shout out to your local comic shop then?
Well, I have on my channel, I have a couple that I go to regularly. There's Queen City Bookstore. That's one they hosted the convention I went to recently, and they're a really awesome shop. And then there's also a Gutter Pop Comics, which is the primarily dollar bin shop I went to recently.
Yes, I remember that name. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so those are the two I mostly go to. We have a few good ones, but yeah, those are my mains.
Before we get to the trivia, I'd just like to point out to my fans, we are only 33 subscriptions away from the big giveaway. So at the rate that I've been getting people to join up, that won't be very long. Who knows? We may beat it before the postal strike is over. All right. Now we come to what I call the last segment of the program. Wait, we got a question for you. K. Munin asks, Gotham, since you collect Mortal Kombat comics, who is your favorite character?
Katana. Like I was just showing, I love Katana. I love Scorpion as well. He's also one of my go-to characters. I know that's kind of basic, but yeah, Katana, Scorpion, Sub-Zero.
I always
I
was
like the OGs. I'm a fan of the old 2D ones from back in the day. So yeah, I'm old school.
I would agree, Lyle. I'm waiting for 4 packages, and out of the 4 packages, I've got 5 videos to record. So I get where I completely get with you. Yes, this is one of those. I always try to keep up with the chat too. So they take the time to say things. I try to. Yes, I need comics. The postal strike has me at withdrawal. I don't know if you guys have ever had a postal strike at Christmas, but that seems to be every other.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Okay, so if you'd like to pull out your trivia questions,
all right,
you can ask me first since you're the guest.
Okay. So here, the first one I have is this beloved Batman writer was born the month and year that Detective Comics 27 released.
Denny O'Neil.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I made all Batman ones in honor of your favorite character.
Thank you.
So my first one is, and by the way, Chad, if you know the answer, throw it out there as always. Who was the villain in the last Batman solo story before the appearance of Robin?
Oh, that's a good one.
2 weeks, K. Munin.
So yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
okay. The final one was Hugo Strange. Okay. And it showed up in Batman 1 because it was a story written for Detective 38, but because they did the Robin story, they bumped it out. And the next month, Batman 1 came out. So they played the last solo story in there and then played all the other ones. Hi, Bub. With Shaquille O'Neal. And so they added Robin to all the other stories in Batman 1, like the Catwoman story and the Joker story and all that stuff. But the Hugo Strange story has the significance that Batman uses a gun to kill. He uses a gun in that one, and it's one of the few times he's ever killed. Okay, you go ahead. Question number 2.
Okay. So what Batman character was created for Batman the Animated Series, but appeared in comics actually months before her release in the show? Like, she was created for the show, and the comics wanted her, so they put her in.
It would be too early to be Harley, so good question. Oh boy, I think you're stumping me on this one. Which character? Not the Mask of the Phantasm Woman. Was it the female Firefly? No. Not, I don't think it's Batgirl, Bubs. Batgirl's been around since the 60s. The Batman show of
Mm-hmm.
66
Yeah.
added the Batgirl, and they added her to the comics from a result.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say I'm stumped.
It was Renee Montoya, actually.
Renee
Yeah, she was
Montoya,
created
yes.
for the show, and then they wanted her for the comics, so she appeared like several months before her
Right,
show
yes.
appearance. Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I knew that. And I'm
Hmm.
not saying that to be I knew that. I mean, like, that's the other one that from that time period. I mean, I couldn't quite get my name on her, and I was thinking towards she has a some sort because she's the question,
Mm-hmm.
right, as well. So kind of in my mind's like she's a superhero of some sort, but I couldn't think. Okay, my next one. There have been two people who were the Mad Hatter in Batman comics. What I want from you is the second Mad Hatter, which is the famous one. What's his real name?
Jarvis Tech.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Bub's World. As soon as she said that, I knew I didn't know that. Lyle guessed Poison Ivy. So, Lyle, you know Poison Ivy was Batman 181 and 67. There's even a Go-Go Jacks issue. Okay. So, let's see here. Your turn for your last question there.
Okay. So, who is this character, this Marvel character that appeared in a Batman comic around the same time as his Marvel appearance, but has like the same abilities pretty much? Yeah. So
Oh my God.
there's a character who appeared in a Batman comic who is a Marvel character, has the same name, but
Oh boy.
I think I looked it up, and he came. This was a year after the Marvel appearance.
Okay.
So
So
I think it was
Marvel.
a time when Marvel was still kind of Atlas Comics, so the rights were a
Oh,
little
so it's back there. Okay. Oh, it's back
like
then.
60s, like 60s.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to say the Hulk because of the blockbuster was the same thing, but I have no clue.
There was actually a version of Ant-Man in Batman 156 from
Impressive.
1963. And
Very, very
if you
impressive.
look into it, it's pretty much the same character, and Marvel had already come up with theirs, but it was just a different time, I guess. So there are a lot of instances of Marvel ripping off DC. So I guess
and DC's ripped off Marvel. They've done it for years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the same guy was even ripping off himself with the Swamp Thing / Man Thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know. All right, my third and final question. Has the character from Gotham by the name of Fish Mooney ever appeared in comic books?
I think she may have, but I don't know. She never appeared in it before Gotham. I don't know if there were any
She has not made an appearance yet.
Okay.
As we stand, she is. That's why I brought the question out, because I saw that in the next 4 to 6 months they're going to be introducing the character in the comic books, but they won't say when. Right now, they'll say closer to the date, so I'm sure to get everybody. Oh, it's a first appearance,
Yeah.
As of this moment, she has not appeared in comic books.
Okay.
So you got 2 out of 3. Actually, you got 3. Yeah. You got 2 out of 3. I got 1 out of 3. So tonight's trivia winner is Celia.
Ooh.
All right. Yep. Lyle, we've got the heat. And of course, Bub says he's pronounced.
My kitty.
Hello. Is that's your husband, eh?
Yeah, and he's bringing our kitty in. You can't really see her.
Lyle says congratulations. Well, we really appreciate you showing up tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
I had fun.
It's been fun.
What are your future goals now that you've got your demon collection set? What's the next thing you want to work on?
Well, for me, it's always just trying to get the next, the next book I'm looking for. Like, I want to, I was trying to get that Batman 428 for a while. Now I want, Batman 635, like first Batman is Red Hood, just try to
Hey,
fit
Lyle, I have it.
keys that I want. I'm really trying to finish a Legends of the Dark Knight run.
Right.
I have quite a bit for that because I just like reading those stories.
I recently bought the Prey to the numbers 6 to 10, or it was 11 to 15, whichever it was. The one that was Hugo Strange. I recently bought the 5 of them and gave that a run after seeing that online on a video not too long. I don't know if you watch Collecting Casually. I think her name is Sasha. She's out of
yeah, I think Casually Comics.
Casually Comics. That's
yeah,
it. Yeah,
I like her channel.
She's out of either Guelph or London. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
Well, we really appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And has anybody in the chat got any more questions before we wrap things up soon? Going once, going twice. Well, thank you very much for showing up tonight, Celia. I had a really good time.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been awesome. I'd love to have the opportunity to chat more with you. It's been fun.
Next week, if you want to join us for Matt Likes Comics and Livestreams 5, my guest will be Lettuce Comics Hagen. There may I can't promise anything, but a ferret comic or two may make an appearance. Anyways, my name's Matt, and I like comics, and I hope you do too.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, you didn't have to.